magic. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you enjoyed that magic at the beginning. Something I've been working on. I might be going a little crazy in lockdown. But today I thought I'd tell you a bit about how I became a magician, a mentalist, hypnotist, all-round performer. So, like most magicians you might have heard of, I was quite a shy person growing up. But actually one of my first memories I've ever had as a child was of a magic trick. It was of my great-grandfather pulling a coin out of my ear in his house. Now, I can still picture that in my mind, and it's such a precious memory because I always know that he loved magic, and my dad as well used to always have little party tricks on him and would massively have an interest in magic, and that's really where I picked it up from. I then carried on the traditional sense of getting magic sets for Christmas, birthdays, any beginner's books out there I'd get. And it was actually when I was maybe 14, 15, around the time of my junior cert here in Ireland, that my father met a magician, and he told him how I really like magic, and he agreed to take me on as his apprentice. He would come over to my house once a week for my entire transition year in secondary school. He would taught me all the basics of card magic. He taught me how to take it from just being a hobbyist to actually performing such a high level of magic that I could class myself as a magician. He helped me get my first gig and so on. He was also able to introduce me to my local magic club, and if you're in your area wanting to become a magician, you should look up. There are magic clubs all over the world that have connections, which have some great lectures on, and you can learn so much from joining a magic club. So I used to go along to my local magic club once a month, and I would learn so much from the other magicians, as well as being introduced to different websites like penguinmagic.com, which I mentioned in a previous video, illusionist.com. All the online magic community was opened up to me through that. Then from there I was really able to start performing more and more at different corporate events, weddings. Once I started getting known among my family and friends, they would recommend me to others and then build up from there. But there was a special catalyst that if you talk to many magicians, they will say it was the same for them. Taking magic from something that was nice to do, kind of a hobby, that maybe you'd occasionally pull out a trick at a party, to something that I became obsessed with. And for me, that was David Blaine's first magic special. I remember, after watching that, spending hours in the dark trying to learn to levitate. I was slightly disappointed when I found out it was a trick. But still, I can now do it, so that's great. But from there, it just became an obsession. Card magic especially, I couldn't get enough of it. And then from there, I started transitioning more into mind magic or mentalism after watching Derren Brown. Derren Brown's TV specials blew my mind. They still do. He is my favourite performer by any stretch of the imagination. Through that, I started finding Luc Germain, and then closer to now, there's Colin Cloud. These are the people who inspire me in the style that I like to perform. It was like finding a gift. I finally felt like this is where I wanted to go. It's where I felt most comfortable performing. And through that, I started performing a lot more on stage, because mentalism to me works amazingly well on stage. That is why my stage show is 100% mentalism and hypnosis, and my close-up I mix in some traditional magic with my mentalism. Throughout magic, I've met so many people. I've met my idols, I've met Derren Brown, I've met Luc Germain. I even picked Luc Germain up at the airport one time when he was coming to lecture in my local area, which was an incredible experience. But I've also met some close friends. For example, my best man at my wedding is another magician, Steve Spade, who we met at a David Stone workshop. A lot of my closest friends are magicians, and it really changed my life. I wouldn't be the person I am today without magic. It gave me personality. It helped me come out of my shell. I went from the shy guy at every party hiding in the corner to now wanting to be the centre of attention. Some people say a little too much, but that is a massive change. I was able to make friends more easily. I was able to meet people. I became known as Magic Dave. Everybody knew me as the magician. And then from there, I developed out of that, reducing the amount of magic I do to try and let my own personality that has developed while using magic as a crutch. And I think that is incredible for so many people who have the similar story, that magic is a way to break the ice. But I think it is also important to remember that you don't stay behind the magic, and eventually you want to perform maybe a bit less for your friends, so they might get a bit sick of your magic, which happened to me a few times. People like seeing 2 or 3 tricks. After 25 or 26, they might get a bit bored. But moving on from that, I've since moved into doing my own public shows, which I will be doing videos on how to help you do your own public shows. They're not massive, but they're my show, because magic starts off as a hobby for all of us. But once you start performing in a more professional setting, you don't necessarily get to do your art, I guess, in your own way. You have to do stuff that works in the environment that suits your client. You can't do a 20-minute set where you don't talk. You have to keep it a bit more subdued. So that is why I do my show. It's not even to make money for myself, it's just my artistic outlet, and I'll be giving lessons in future videos on how to do that. So if you have any questions for me about how my journey or how you can become a magician, feel free to pop them in the comments down below, or message me on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. It's at David Peace Magic everywhere, because I think magic is the greatest hobby in the world, because you have your amazing hobby, you meet amazing people, and you get paid. What more could you ask for? So guys, I hope you found that video entertaining, interesting. Maybe you learned something. If you did, give this video a like, hit the subscribe button. We're going to have so much more content coming. I really appreciate you watching this, taking some time to learn a bit more about me. I'd love to know more about you. If you are a magician or have any interest in magic, please write your journey. Thanks guys, and I'll see you again next time.